Hello everyone. This is my RAG system for SJSU financial aid. So the problem it solves is that SJSU's financial aid information is spread across more than a dozen separate web pages, PDFs, and department subsites. So, what this aids is, like, let's say a first generation student is trying to find out what aid they qualify uh, for, has to bounce between all these sources. So this system ingests those documents and embeds them into a vector store, and lets student ask questions in plain English and get answers grounded only in the official SJSU sources with citations. So I'll run 3 queries that work well and one that fails, and then walk you through my evaluation report. So let's begin. So this is the UI. I'll just put a question over here, like how much can I receive from SJSU Spartan scholarship, and when is the deadline, and if I'll just click ask. So here you can see the answer. It gives you the range, which is correct, and also the deadline. Now let's see what the system returned. Yes, so the answer actually matches with my expected answers, and it cited 2 sources, the financial aid brochure and the FASO scholarships page, and both are legitimate SJSU documents, and the top retrieved chunks yeah. So yeah, let's so yeah, the answer is not basically generated. The answer is generated using the chunks, and not just the LLM's knowledge. Now I'll just run another query from my evaluation report, which is this one, and let's see what the output is. The query basically asks about a specific grant program with concrete eligibility criteria, and the system returned all the key aspects, key specifics, like low income, educationally disadvantaged undergrads, and also the amount of $2,500 or less. And this answer actually matches with what my what I was expecting. And this is the case where and if you look at the chunks, the citations, these are the document it went through. And yeah, this is the case where the chunking strategy paid off. That page is really short, and only about 170 tokens maybe, but so it's one chunk, so the retrievers surfaces it clearly, so there is no noise from a larger document diluting the signal. Yeah, now let me just move to the next query. So now I'll run the third query from my evaluation set, and the expected answer is basically yes. So yeah, I'm just asking, what am I eligible for financial aid as an undocumented student at SJSU? So the expected answer is yes, via the California Dream Act, not FAFSA, and eligible for Cal Grant, EOP, and campus scholarships. So it mentions that CA, you can apply for my bad, CADA scholarship that don't require a SSN, and but it also says from a different chunk that to be eligible for most financial aid program you must be a citizen or a resident resident. So that statement is true for federal aid, but in this context it's confusing, so it sounds like it's contradicting the CADA guidance. So yeah, this is the root the root cause is the retrieval ranking issue. So the Spartan page, which has the most specific guidance for undocumented students, come back at rank 4 out of 5, and because the top result was a generic FASO page, the model then synthesizes all 5 chunks into one answer and mixing them into the federal eligibility rule. So yeah, but because of the ranking, it put the less relevant chunk first. Now let's look at the other use case. This is a failure use case from my evaluation set. Let me just answer. Yeah. So when I ask about what if I drop units after my financial aid is disbursed, like the so the documents which we have, it doesn't, none of them mention about none of them mention about this situation, so that's why it is saying I don't have enough information on that. But like from what the expected answer was, for me the expected answer was that the student need to complete a student information update form, and failing to do so can trigger repayment, something like that, a very informational output instead of just saying I don't have information. So the the system says it doesn't know, and that it's actually correct behavior for grounded system, but the right answer should exist. So this is a failure of source coverage and not of grounding, because it did look through the relevant documents. So yeah. So like the fix it for it can be add the FASO enrollment requirements page which has these details, and rerun the ingestion and embedding again. So as all of these documents did not cover this topic, it is not able to fetch that particular information. So yeah, that is pretty much, I think I've covered almost all the cases. Now let me walk you through the evaluation report which I have. Yes. So this is the evaluation report. So it has 5 test questions which I have shown you in the demo as well, and what the expected answer was, and that's what the system actually returned, and its retrieval quality and the response accuracy as well. So as we did for query 1, 2 and 5, which was the accurate queries, we got the response as accurate, and the retrieval was also accurate, relevant. Whereas for the failure cases, the failure case write-up traces it up to a specific pipeline stage, so document collection phase, and so it gives the, let's say for this, am I eligible financial aid as an undocumented student at SJSU, which is partially accurate because it did retrieve the correct documents and gave the information. Just because one of the document was not available in my retrieval strategy, it did not give the output, but still yeah, so also the relevance is partially correct. Yeah, so yeah, to summarize, three of five evaluation queries return accurate, grounded answers with source citations. One is partially accurate due to a retrieval ranking issue, and one fails due to a missing source. And the system correctly refuses to guess rather than fabricating an answer. So, the grounding mechanism, a strict system prompt plus programmatic source attribution, means the failure modes are about what's in the index, not about the model inventing things. So, thank you for listening.